So about a year ago, maybe 2 years, I kind of forget. It was a long time ago. 2 years feels like a long time. Jesus, COVID has really screwed up my sense of time. Anyway, remember when The Last of Us 2 came out and everybody hated the game? Even before it dropped? Well, Pepperidge Farm remembers. Just a little bit of backstory on this. When The Last of Us Part 2 dropped, there were leaks. First off, it didn't even drop yet. Let's put it like that. There were leaks to the game. People knew that Joel was going to die before the game even came out, and they were more upset with how he died than the reason. Joel had his reasons for doing what he did at the end of The Last of Us, but you can't act like there weren't going to be repercussions behind everything that he did. For God's sakes, the man murdered an entire hospital and the doctors. But the point of this video is to shed some light on some things that I experienced when the game came out. Number one being, I noticed how a lot of people were very closed-minded. I was one of the people that was hating on the game before it came out. I'm just gonna put it like that, very simply. I saw the leaks and I was pissed. As a matter of fact, when I saw that Joel died, I immediately said the game was trash game, shit game, throw it in the garbage. But the more that I saw people getting angry alongside me, the more I wanted to experience the game for myself. The clip that was going around was of Joe getting his shit mashed in by a golf club. I don't know what type of golf club it was. I don't go golfing often, but it's all that you saw. You just saw him being beat to a bloody pulp with a golf club, and ain't nobody getting a hole in one. And Abby was the one doing it. They messed this whole thing up. They screwed it up. The game's dead. It's done. The closer it got to the release, it just made me want to try the game even more. So when the game came out, I had an open mind. And man, did I fall in love with the game. This is more just going to be a kind of video where I'm reading exactly what I experienced. I was in a Last of Us group. I didn't want to argue. I wanted to try and see why they thought the way they thought. Most of them, you can tell, just did not play the game, kind of parroting what they heard. So I thought, you know what, let me see if I can kind of knock some sense into some people. I don't work for Naughty Dog. It's gonna sound like I do though. I'll beat a dead horse. We'll get into that. Like I said, this is gonna be a video where I just pretty much read. We're just gonna dive right in. So I'm in a Facebook Last of Us group. You got this chick. Repost this, and underneath the post, she goes, "But it was all a lie." It bothered me, obviously, because the official reveal trailer for The Last of Us was not a lie. There was nothing in there. There were barely any words said. So it definitely wasn't a lie. So she goes to say, every single trailer was a lie though. A teaser trailer plays a scene that 9 times out of 10 won't be in the final product. But Ellie's words, yes, the story was about revenge. She's playing guitar. Yep, she can play guitar. Those weren't lies in the teaser trailer. The lie is showing Joel as if he's included on Ellie's journey. Now, but my response is this argument is mad tired. The devs aren't obligated to make your personal favorite character playable for the entirety of the game. There was a twist in the game, and that was a golf club meeting Joel's dome in the first few hours. Also, just because you see him doesn't mean he's gonna be there. Now I was being fairly comedic with the golf club meeting his dome and all that. And I probably didn't have to say that, but I mean, I was done with the arguing at that point. I just wanted people to realize, like, it's a twist in the story. Joel needed to meet the end of something, whether it be a bullet or a 9-iron. And then she goes to say, nobody said they wanted Joel for the entirety of the game to be playable. We are saying they blatantly lied. And yes, the trailers blatantly told us that Joel would be going on Ellie's revenge adventure. No, she needs to look up what blatantly means, because I mean, he was in there. That was blatant. But they didn't blatantly lie. There was nothing promised. There was no reason for her to even think that Joe would be, surviving this whole journey, let alone after the events that happened after part 1. Goes on a complete massacre. I mean, Joe goes nuts. I mean, you ain't never seen somebody go as nuts as Joel did. And I guess people just thought he was supposed to get away scot-free. My response, obviously, Being lied to in a trailer. Come on now, that's a reach. I was one of the people shitting on the game pre-release because I saw all the leaks, but ended up liking it by the end. It's a twist and a decent marketing scheme for anyone who bought it. Happens in Hollywood and anime, but y'all not ready for that combo. People just look for any reason to shit on Naughty Dog. Glad I stepped away from that hate train. If you say they lied, they lied. But it didn't make sense. Like, her argument collapsed on itself. And it clearly showed she just was not interested in playing the game, and that she wasn't going to play the game. Now we're going to move on to another one. I'm only going to do 2 examples here. These were the most extreme examples I came across. And we had a good guy here. Long time buddy. I haven't talked to him in a while. But even he, you know, fell victim to that hive mindset of Abby bad, Joel good type shit, you know, without even really thinking about it for himself. So he goes, I asked him, why do you think the way you think, essentially, right? And he goes, dislike number 1, Joel death. Dislike number 2, Abby's story. I don't care about her story at all. Number 3, Ellie got the short end of the stick. Number 4, Abby gets everything she wants with no consequences at all while everyone who helped her dies and doesn't seem to care. She got what she wanted. Number 5, Ellie kills everyone else to kill Abby, doesn't kill her, lose fingers in the process. 6, from liking Ellie and others from Last of Us 1 to disliking everyone. Then he goes to say, and at one point of playing a game to have fun, right? Yeah, right. There's no fun in this. And I won't go to the extreme like the other people are doing, but to say that this game is a 10, 9, or 8 compared to the first one is crossing the line for me, bro. Now, I had some words for him because I said, yeah, that's kind of the point. Actions have consequences. That was the point in the first game too, by the way. You aren't supposed to like most of the shit they are doing. Everyone is a villain to someone in that world. Joel dying was destined to happen. Let's not pretend it wasn't. He murdered the only dog capable of curating a vaccine along with all of the Fireflies. If you can't see how he's not a hero, then you are pretty close-minded too. You don't have to like Abby, but you should at least acknowledge her reasoning. Also, if you can't do that, then that's being close-minded again. She doesn't get everything she wants. What the fuck? That sentence alone sounds like a tantrum. She loses everything, and because of her quest for revenge was just as bad as Ellie. She lost Owen, Manny, Mel, Alice, and on top of that lost Yara. And after being completely exiled from the wolves in hopes of returning to the Fireflies, she and Lev are then turned into slaves. Ellie couldn't kill Abby because as she was drowning her, she felt nothing. She realized that killing her meant nothing and wouldn't sate the memory of Joel. Abby wasn't even a bad person, and the game did a great job of portraying that. You're entitled to your opinion. If you didn't like it, that's okay. Not everyone will, but to say Abby got everything she wanted when she lost way more than Ellie is silly, man. Abby has nothing right now. Ellie can return to Jackson and attempt to win Dina. Ellie has JJ and Tommy. The only thing that was removed from the equation is Joel and Jesse for her. If anything, you should be angry at how Jesse died. He was really a good dude and got his shit blown off just by helping Ellie. This is all me, by the way, and this is why I'm making a video on it. I hated the leaks and was pissed, but they got me with a lot of the story. It ain't perfect, but dude, it is not as bad as people are making it out to be. So he says, bro, I see it, but I will not accept this story being good, and that's my problem, and so many others too. With all the context being showed, maybe if this was the first Last of Us, maybe, but it's not, bro. But in the end, we're going to disagree on this game. Like, I know you're capable of looking at it from both sides. You just choose not to, right? So I disagree with them too. Thank God people are starting to wake up. I'm seeing more people like the game now, and I'm glad. But you're right. We're not going to agree on this. LOL. Shit's good to me. Again, worth it. I highly recommend The Last of Us 1 and 2. Pure point blank. I can recommend that game easily to anybody. There were people that just did not like Abby just because she looked a certain way. Examples of that. I didn't actually take screenshots of those. Those are a little irritating to read at the time. No, you don't have to like the story, but he wouldn't admit anything good about it. It's like, I could not like a story, but I can at least find the good in it. Oh, hold up. That's a good part in there. I can do that. I've been wanting to make this video for a little bit. I wanted to get these 2 specifically out because I feel like they're good examples of willful ignorance. You on that note, um, if you played the part two, what was your favorite part? And leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you.